what's up everybody, this is VisitJoan, and guess what I finally got off my butt and did? That's right guys, the new website for That Fateful Night has finally been released. It's up now, link is in the description below, and now here comes the fun part, changing every single link in every single video. I really don't want to do that. But anyway, you guys, it's finally up. It's been a long time coming, and, well, not really, just a couple of months. But I thought I'd celebrate by creating the Goth family home from That Fateful Night. And I hadn't originally planned to do this, but when I got the new computer, I saw it as like a perfect opportunity to do a speed build of this house. So I figured, you know what, I'm gonna go for it. Now, I didn't really have any trouble creating this house because I've actually built this house like 2 or 3 times before. I built it in The Sims 4 and I built it in The Sims 3. So I pretty much knew what I was doing. I know this house like the back of my hand, and so yeah, I don't need to tell you guys anymore. But there are a couple things I want to point out first. Number one is that this house is based off of the house from The Sims 2, but it's not exactly the same. And that is because this house has to accommodate 8 people, whereas the house from The Sims 2 only had to accommodate 3 or 4. So this house has 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, and the only bathroom I furnished on camera was the master bathroom because, let's be honest, bathrooms are annoying. That's why I do them first all the time. But nobody wants to see me furnish like 4 different bathrooms, so I only did the master bathroom on the camera. But, anyway, you guys, like, this is the house that they live in Strangetown. If you want to know why they moved to Strangetown, I've addressed it in previous videos. I kind of decided a little bit after I wrote That Fateful Night that, that the house in Pleasantview that they have is actually the house from The Sims 3. And so that's why, you know, this house is a little bit different because it's really just a different house. And yeah, okay, for that. So as for the furnishing of this house goes, I was going for kind of like the old-fashioned feel that you would find in the Goth family home. Except I kind of wanted some modern touches here and there, and here's why. Because I know it sounds counterintuitive, but hear me out. And I did that because, you know, I think when they got this house and they moved in, it was originally supposed to be Cassandra and Don's house. And they have different tastes of what kind of furniture they like. So they kind of had to compromise a little bit. And so that was the compromise. It was like old-fashioned, kind of touched with modern, and I think it really worked out really well. But, you know, when Don moved out, maybe Cassandra kind of wanted to change it, and then Bella was like, you know, I actually like some of this. And she's like, okay, fine, we'll just let it be, you know. Also, there's like, you know, one feature of the Goth family home that you typically find in The Sims is that there are no electronic devices. And I kind of did away with that because, let me explain now. You know, yes, you can live without cell phones. It is possible. I remember a time without cell phones. But in today's world, it is completely impractical to live without electronics. Just being honest with you guys. Like, you know, I mean, they don't use them very much because, you know, like, Bella and Mortimer don't watch a lot of TV. I mean, Mortimer's the kind of person who would rather read about news in a magazine or online than, you know, watch it on TV. But they do have a TV. And, well, they probably have a TV other than the one that they keep in the closet for when the kids get sick. But they do have one, and that is because when Randy was adopted, you know, he likes playing sports, he likes watching sports, and so he was kind of disappointed that they didn't have a TV. And so, you know, to make him feel more comfortable, Don convinced Cassandra to go and get a TV. And he's like, you know what, I'm just going to buy the big screen TV, because why not? So they have the TV. Is it used very much? Not really. Really only used for the occasional family movie night or the video games that Randy likes to play with the girls sometimes, which they do limit, by the way. And, you know, just for the occasional sports event. And that's pretty much it. It's not used that often. Same with, like, the stereo, because Bella's the kind of person who, if she wanted to listen to music, she would play it herself on the piano because she's talented like that. But you've also got, there are things that you can't do and play piano at the same time, so that's why they have a stereo. And as for computers, guys, be honest, somebody of Mortimer's standing in the scientific community would not be without an internet connection. I mean, that's just, he's retired from day-to-day work in the science lab, but he does do some work from home, and that's, you know, he would need an internet connection even to still be a, that's kind of why he was able to make the move, is because he's still influential in Pleasantview, But he's able to do that because he can get online. So yes, so he has a laptop, and then the boys have laptops too, because it's really kind of inconvenient to just be like, you need a computer to do your assignment? Just go to the library. Like, no, they have those computers so they could do their schoolwork. I mean, Randy probably uses it to play games, but Alexander mostly does like schoolwork on it. So anyway, that's kind of the things I wanted to address. Also, you saw, I think, that I am doing the backyard right now, and you kind of saw that I put like a little family altar in there. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say about that. I just wanted to point out that that's what that was. I'm currently doing the lighting. I don't know. You see, I have no idea where I am because I kind of spaced a little bit. But anyway, you guys. So basically, you know, when I was writing the story, I didn't have like a house in mind. Like I kind of had the Sims 2 house in mind, but you know, it wasn't the same because I kind of like just made it like a little bit bigger than it actually was. And so when I went to design this house for the first time, I kind of had to figure out, you know, what I wanted to do. And so, you know, because I had to get all the rooms I needed to make it bigger to accommodate everyone. And so basically what I kind of did is there was, they've got a formal living room, and that is the living room with all the old-fashioned stuff in it and everything. And that's the screen-free room. That's, you go in there if you want quiet, and you don't use electronics in that room, because that's, you know, the rule about that room. But, that one's the more old-fashioned one. There's some bookcases in there. But then they have a family room, and that's the more modern room, and that's the room with the electronics in it, with the TV and all this other stuff. And I figured, you know, that was, like, a good compromise. Also, I did try my hardest to keep it, you know, true to the original, like the original style in some of the rooms. Like, you can see that the living room has the red carpet and the green walls. There's no green stripes in The Sims 4, unfortunately. But, I, you know, tried to keep the vibe of the house the same a little bit, except for, you know, some certain rooms. And I think it turned out, like, really well. And when I was playing the game way back when, I actually did turn the third floor into, like, the girls' room, and so that's what the third floor is. It's, like, the girls' room, and then it's, like, a little kids' hangout area, I guess, where there's a lot of, you know, stuff to do there. There's, like, a foosball table there, and I figured that would be, like, something that Don had given to Randy or something to do. There's, like, darts there for the same reason. There's, like, games there. It's just, like, stuff to do. Like, the adults don't really go up there unless they're trying to access the roof, but, you know, the kids can go out and hang out there. I mean, the girls and the boys too. I mean, because, you know, teenagers aren't kids anymore. At least I don't think they are. But what happened was when Bella was reunited with her family, you know, she and Mortimer moved back into this house because it was like, well, number one, where else were they going to go? This wasn't Pleasantview, where they have, you know, multiple houses, and that's a completely other story. But it's like, and second of all, it was kind of like, you know, so they could spend time with their family, you know, make up for lost time kind of thing. And so when that happened, you know, Cassandra, she was like 36, 37 weeks pregnant, and she had the master bedroom, and she kind of wanted to give that to her parents. And, well, if you know one thing about pregnancy, you know that you have a baby sitting on your bladder. And so you probably have to wake up and go a lot in the middle of the night. Well, it would be more convenient for Cassandra if she was in the bedroom with the ensuite bathroom. So she kind of kept it until she had Alice, and then they switched. So that's kind of what happened there. So onto the kitchen. Well, I don't know if you guys are seeing the kitchen, but that's what I'm seeing as I'm recording this, so I'm going to talk about the kitchen now. Because, you know, when I first did the house about a year ago, the kitchen just ended up, like, really big, and I didn't really know exactly what to do with it. So I kind of played with the idea of putting an island counter there, but it just didn't really seem like they would have one, and I knew that from what I'd written that they had a kitchen table, so I was trying to put both the counter and the kitchen table in there, and it just didn't, there just wasn't enough room for it, even though the kitchen was really kind of big, and so I just got rid of the island counter. But anyway, this is the kitchen where Bella was reunited with Cassandra for the first time, and that doorway that leads into the entryway, that's where the mistletoe kiss happened. See, this is like, I'm kind of like doing a little tour of the house at the same time. So it's like really interesting. And when I was just, I really like decorating kitchens because in The Sims, because there's a lot of kitchen clutter. I kind of wish they have more, but I recently got cool kitchen stuff, which I've been wanting for a little bit. So there was like a little bit more kitchen clutter, but not too much. They really just said add some more, honestly. But like I've said that before. But I decided to give them maybe like an ice cream machine, probably because, you know, they have kids. They would probably want to make some ice cream. And then, you know, when I was just like furnishing this house, I was just trying to say to myself, okay, what feels right? What feels right for this family? And that's kind of how I made the decisions and stuff like that. And, you know, I was going to commentate on these rooms as I go, but it's looking to turn out to not work out that way. So I'm just going to keep talking. It's probably not going to match up with the video. But I really just don't want to go around and screw around and just, like, edit, like, music in and just talk in, like, certain rooms. I just don't feel like doing that. So I'm just gonna talk about that. But anyway, you know, the first floor wasn't all that hard to do, like, you know, but, like, I'm going on to the second floor. You know, the master bedroom in the original house was basically took up half of the second floor. And, well, I couldn't do that here because I had to make room for Cassandra's room. So basically what I did is I just like cut it off at the end of the, oh geez, I don't know what to call this thing. The part of the house that like sticks out in the front, like what do you call that? I have like no idea. But anyway, I ended the room there but I still kept the kind of like L shape and the fact that, you know, it kind of, the master bathroom is still attached to it the same way it was. But the L shape is kind of leading to the master bathroom, if you know what I mean. And so, you know, I put like, there's like a sitting area in there, and there's like, you know, a desk with the laptop for working and stuff like that. You know, for Alexander's room, I did keep it blue, but you know, he's kind of a bookworm. So I was looking around, and whenever I saw, I just threw a bunch of books in there. If I didn't know what to do with something, I put a bunch of books in there. And I put a chess table in there because he really loves playing chess. And I figured, you know, even in the Sims 4 house, there's like a chess table downstairs and a chess table in Alexander's room. So I kind of kept that true with here. And I also put a chess table outside, if you notice that. So there's like 3 chess tables in this house. So, you know, it doesn't matter that much, I guess. But anyway, I kind of kept his room like blue and white and put, you know, books everywhere, and I gave him like a little reading area. And then for, you know, Randy's room, I kind of made it the typical teen boy style room because he, like I said before, he's really into sports. So I put like sports posters all over the walls, and I kind of made it the room for like a typical like teenage boy. And then for Cassandra's room, well, she actually shares that room with Alice. And that's because, you know, Alice is a baby and she's going to wake up in the middle of the night. And, you know, you want to wake up mom in the middle of the night because she needs to get fed or whatever, but you don't want to wake up everybody else in the house. So Cassandra kind of keeps her in that room. Now, there is supposed to be a crib in that room, but there are no cribs in The Sims 4. So I had to stick with a toddler bed, and I gave her a little area. I gave her like a little teddy bear. Oh my goodness, this is really ridiculous because I don't really like saying like what I gave like everything, and here I am doing it anyway. But, and stuff like that, but, you know, I kind of gave Alice, like, a little corner of the room, and then I kept Cassandra's room having, like, kind of, like, the old-fashioned vibe to it, so, you know, I put a little seating area in there, too, because I kind of didn't know what else to do with the rest of the room. And then the girls' room was just really fun to make, because, you know, it packs, like, kids' room stuff, and they have, like, a lot of stuff for, like, little girls, so it's really fun to decorate, you know, little girls' rooms, and there are supposed to be bunk beds in those rooms, but there are no bunk beds in The Sims 4. Maybe I should have done this in The Sims 3. Actually, I did do it in The Sims 3. I just didn't record it. Long story behind that. But when I did do it in The Sims 3, I was able to put the bunk beds in there. But I really like how this version in The Sims 4 turned out, even without the bunk beds. And I know there's like a way that you could just like cheat and raise stuff, but I couldn't figure out how to like raise stuff. It was just like, really weird. Like, I figured it out on the old computer. How come I can't do it on this computer? But anyway, it's fine the way it is, you know? And the funny thing is that when I was sticking the dollhouse in there, I actually put it back too far in the wall, and I didn't even realize that until I went out to look at the outside of the house. And I saw that the dollhouse was kind of, like, sticking out. So I'm like, okay, I had to reposition that. And, you know, I also did, you know, I told you guys about the little family room there. And I didn't put anything on the top of the house because there wasn't really anything else to put there. I didn't think there would be anything on the top of the roof. But, Anyway, the funny thing happened when I realized that I hadn't painted the outside of the walls of the 3rd floor, and that's because you got the roof cover, because you got those mansard roofs. Those are really a pain in the butt. But like I said, I've built this house before, so I kind of learned how to do it, so I didn't have any problems this way around. But anyway, I hit the shift button to paint everything, and the weird thing was that the door that led to the girls' room just disappeared. I have no idea why. It just did, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? The paint didn't change, but the door just disappeared. I'm just like, I don't know. So I just went back and did it individually, one by one. I kind of cut that part out because, I didn't think you guys would want to see me screw up. I actually cut a lot out because I didn't think you guys would want to see me scrolling through the decorations 50,000 times, trying to figure out which decoration went where, So I kind of just edited all of those parts out and just skipped to when I was actually placing stuff there. So it looks like I knew what I was doing, but I didn't exactly know what I was doing. It took a while for me to decide some stuff, and it did take a few days to do this build because I was doing other builds at the same time as this. But anyway, it all worked out really well. I really like how it turned out, and fun fact, I actually put this, I probably will move it at some point, but I actually put this in the lot that's kitty corner from the Goth house in The Sims 4 because I just thought it would be funny if you have the welcome wagon and it's Bella and Mortimer Goth coming to greet Bella and Mortimer Goth. I might do a video on that, who knows, but I just think that would be funny, and so, yeah, and it was the perfect size, the perfect location, well, not location, but it was, the perfect size, it wasn't, rectangle, I think, it was, I don't even remember, but it was just perfect, and so I decided, okay, I'm just gonna go with that. So, that's pretty much it about this house, guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of this video. If you do, I would really appreciate it if you left a like and leave a like. Just leave a like, just do it. Also, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe, if you haven't, and because I will be making more videos, there will be more builds and other stuff that I am planning in the future. And also, don't forget to check out the new website for That Fateful Night. Link is down in the description below. And I'm gonna go now, so I'm just gonna see ya in the next video. Bye!